Hello.
Hello, hello.
How are ya?
I'm doing fine, Priscilla, and you?
I'm doing very well. I am doing very well.
Glad to hear.
So, what time is it for you, John? Where you are right now?
It's midnight.
Okay, so you're like 1 hour behind me. It's
Mhm.
1:03 for me.
103, a little bit late, huh?
Yeah. Yep. That's okay. That works better for me. I can get a lot done. What I'm looking for is a pencil. I know I look like I'm like, where is she looking for? But I'm looking for my pencil. But I'm sure. There it is on the floor. Just found it. Just found it. I'm doing very well. I am doing very well. Hello, Roxana. How are you? Let me say for you, John, where you are right now.
It's midnight.
Okay, so you're like 1 hour behind me. It's 1:03 for me.
103, a little bit late, huh?
Yeah, yep, that's okay. That works better for me. I can get a lot done. What I'm looking for is a pencil. I know I look like I'm like, where is she looking for? But I'm looking.
Sorry, I don't know what was going on.
Yeah, I don't either. I was like, "Oh, that sounds like me." All right, I think it's much better now. So that's good. Roxana, how are you? Okay. It sounds like there's a little difficulty with your microphone. I can't really make out what you said. So let's see if you can tell us again. How are you? All right, maybe your um, speaker or your microphone will get better as we move along. My name is Priscilla, and I'm your conversational English coach. What I will be doing this session is working with an idiom. The idiom and the mini story. Hopefully, you will have a full understanding of the mini story as well as the slang terms, a little bit of vocabulary, lots of interactivity. And of course, if you have questions at some point, please feel free to ask me your questions, and I'll be very happy to try and answer them to the best of my ability. All right. At this moment, I'm going to share my screen. And here is our story for today. Are you able to see the story John's Keys to Success?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. So your objective for today will be to develop an understanding of the importance of learning idioms in context. When we read idioms in many stories, we can provide context and make the meaning of the idiom come alive. As you listen to me read the mini story and get the gist of the idiom definitions, then we'll look at the definitions of the idioms themselves to help clarify what we didn't understand the first time. The title of this mini story is John's Keys to Success. John is an incredibly accomplished and successful businessman. As such, he is quite popular as a mentor. He enjoys showing young professionals the ropes. When you see the words bold and underlined, those are the words that are idioms. The first thing he says is that his career has certainly not always been smooth sailing. In fact, he learned a number of lessons along the way. First and foremost, John said, don't believe that success is ever manna from heaven. He said that everyone he had met had a similar rags to riches story and that a lot of hard work had gone into the success. John believes in hard work, but also in recognizing the right opportunities. It's absolutely essential to never spread yourself too thin, John advised. If you have too many irons in the fire, you'll certainly miss out on real opportunities, he continued. I've seen people as busy as a bee who never really seem to do anything. he pointed out. The more I thought about his advice,
I don't know what happened. Priscilla, can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah,
Okay. Did you hear me read the story?
like half of it.
Hmm. All right. Well, I won't go back to read the entire story again. We will read the story together. I'm here at Work Out for the Best to end with the best possible result, quick on the uptake, to understand very quickly, have the presence of mind to do something, that is to be aware and able to grasp an opportunity, show one's hand, to show others what advantages you have in a situation, put on one's thinking cap is to concentrate, spread oneself too thin is to do too many things, and have too many irons in the fire. It also means to do too many things. So those are our idioms for today. That was our story, and we will each take a turn reading. Hello, Shafar. How are you?
I'm doing well, teacher. How are you?
Great. I'm doing excellent. Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
Roxana, are you able to speak now?
Yes, yes. No, it's one.
Fant-
I'm
fan-
sorry.
Fantastic. Julio, we're going
Yeah,
to give numbers now. You will be number one. So
okay.
you will actually be our first reader. And Roxana, you will be number two. And Shafar, you will be number three. Julio, would you read for me the first section? And we will talk about this before we go further.
John is an incredibly accomplished and successful businessman.
Mhm.
As such, he is quite popular as a mentor. He enjoys showing young professionals the ropes. The first thing he says is that his career has certainly not always been smooth sailing.
Fantastic. Now, can you look at the words that are bold and underlined? Those are slangs. Can you read the first slang for me and tell me what you think it might mean?
Showing young professionals the ropes.
Mm-hmm.
I think it means uh, teaching them the basis.
Very good. The basics of the job.
Hmm.
Basics of a job. Julia,
The basis of a job.
have you ever had to teach that to someone?
Just where I used to work,
Mm-hmm.
whenever we have a newbie, sometimes he had to spend time with us
Mm-hmm.
there, and we will be teaching them how things worked around the office.
And what is that called?
That's called training
It's called
or
showing him
showing
the
them,
road.
showing
Showing
him the
him.
rope. Yeah, exactly.
What about smooth sailing? What does that mean, Julia?
Well, I just read the definition from the definitions above, and it means that um, smooth sailing that you have something very easy.
Good. Have you ever experienced something in your life that's smooth sailing?
Mm, Not really.
Okay.
Everything has been a little bit rocky.
Okay. Do you know anyone that does have it as if it's smooth sailing?
Yeah, well, I've met some people that they say that learning English for them has been very easily. Some of
Okay.
them are very fluent in their English, and they say that they learned it in
Very
six
good.
months or something like that.
All right. And how long have you studied English?
I've been studying English my entire life, to be honest.
And how
So
long is that?
probably since I was 6 or something, I started learning it at school,
Mm-hmm.
elementary school, then at junior high, high school, university.
Okay. Well, you speak very well. You speak very well now. Do you feel that you have some difficulty in some areas? Or
Definitely.
what areas do you feel that you have the most difficulty?
Pronunciation
Okay.
and a little bit of with some grammar stuff like the conditionals. Not so much of understanding them, but
Mm-hmm.
using them in context is kind of
Okay.
difficult for me sometimes.
Okay. Well, I would say that the most important thing is that you develop the conversational speaking skills and become fluent with this. And as I listen to you, I'm understanding you in real time. There's not an excess of ums and ahs, and your understanding, so your comprehension at this point seems to be very nice. As far as the grammar, the main thing is to make sure that the person that you're speaking with are able to
Mhm.
understand what you say, even if it is grammatically incorrect. Thank you for sharing. Roxana,
Welcome.
would you read number 2, please?
Sure. In fact, he learned a number of lessons along the way. First and foremost, John said, "Don't believe that success is ever manna from heaven." He said that everyone he had met had a similar rags to riches story, and that a lot of hard work had gone into the success.
Okay. And this word is similar. Similar. Could you say that word, similar?
Similar,
Similar.
similar,
Good.
similar.
And can you read the idiom for me? Could you read this?
Man from heaven.
And what does that mean to you?
I think it's referred to Biblia, Biblia story, and I think it's you can't get something without do anything, do
Okay.
without work.
Okay, something again that comes very easily. Something that comes easily or is free. Something easily gotten. Have you ever received any manna from heaven?
No, I think not.
Okay. Do you know anyone who has received manna from heaven? In the context of how this word is used.
No, I don't know some kind of people. More often I met people who received something uh, from their hard work,
Hmm.
but not like a man from
But no manna from heaven. Okay, fine. Shafar, would you read for us?
Okay, John believes in hard work, but also in recognizing the right opportunities. It's absolutely essential to never spread out to him, too thin. John advised if you have many irons in the fire, you will certainly miss out on real opportunity. He continued, I have people as busy as a bee who never really seem to do anything. He points out.
Okay. Can you tell me, read the first one and tell me
Okay,
what it means?
spread out to thin.
Hmm.
Mm, doing something not beneficial, maybe?
What does it mean?
Don't do something not special, not beneficial.
Okay. No, actually, spread too thin. It's if you think of a slice of bread or some bread, for example. Do you know
Yes.
bread? And you
Yeah.
want to make a sandwich and you want to put a dressing on it. You spread it on there. If you spread it too
Hmm?
thin, if you spread it too thin, you won't be able to taste it, right? So it's saying if you spread yourself too thin, if you try to do a lot of things, you will not accomplish anything because you're pulling yourself in many different directions.
Okay, understand.
All right. So, for example, if I have children and my three children are playing sports, one might play football, another may play basketball, and another may go to piano lessons, and they all start at 6 o'clock. I can't go to but one, or maybe I can go to one and stay for a little while and go to the other, but I'm spreading myself too thin to enjoy a full performance. All right. What about too many irons in the fire? Have you ever heard that one before?
Of course, I have never, teacher.
Have you ever
Mm,
heard too many irons in the fire?
yeah, I have seen that.
What does it mean?
Hmm. Yeah, something. It's look like the first.
Very good.
I
It's just like the first
yeah
one. You're trying to do too many things.
yeah.
That first job, you do too many things. And what about busy as a bee? What does that mean?
Maybe hectic. So hectic maybe.
Busy as a bee, it's very busy. Again, it's someone
Yeah.
that's always doing something. use these three slangs almost mean the exact same thing. As busy as a bee, too many irons in the fire, and spreading yourself too thin. They all mean just about the same thing. Okay, let's go back to Julio. Would you read for us?
Sure. The more I thought about this advice, the more I understood what he was saying. If you put on your thinking cap, you'll realize that it's impossible to really concentrate if you have to worry about 50 different things. Another important lesson was that it's important to know which side your bread is buttered on, and make sure to give that activity your full attention.
Very nice. And what does this phrase mean, thinking cap? What do you think this means?
If you put on your thinking cap, it means that you are thinking about something very carefully. You are really analyzing a situation. Just
Sure.
to think about something carefully.
What have you thought about carefully? What about learning to become more fluent in your speaking of English and your grammar? Have you ever had the opportunity to put your thinking cap on? Maybe you're wearing your thinking cap now.
I'm wearing my thinking cap right now, and I
Okay.
feel that sometimes it is a handicap because I tend to be too apprehensive about certain grammar things, and I always need to know everything and trying to understand every single word.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes teachers use words in a different way, and it throws me off completely. And I have to be asking him, "Well, why do you say it like that? Can you say
Mm-hmm.
it like this?" And I think
Okay.
that sometimes I worry too much.
And I would have to agree. You are absolutely correct. Let me give you an example of why you should probably want to reconsider asking the teacher, can I say it like this? Can I say it like that? And I'll come back and talk to you and explain
Mhm.
why. When you ask too many questions and you're trying to learn one thing, you take away from what you could just learn the one thing. Just learn the one thing that the teacher is teaching you. Then later on, after you learn that one thing, at least you know one way to say it. Then in
Mhm.
another situation, you can ask the teacher, could you say it this way also? But don't make that the lesson. Only during that one lesson, choose to use one way only. When you find out that you can use the same thing a different way, when you learn that second way deeply, start to use that way deeply. Now you have two and you're not confused, but both of those ways are correct. But if you're constantly asking the teacher while the teacher is trying to teach, it isn't going to be clear because you're trying to hear what the teacher is currently teaching. You're trying to learn what you want to know and
Mhm.
something else. So stop frustrating yourself. Most of the time, the teacher has a very good lesson prepared for you. But if you take the time to try and understand something that you are not fully aware of, it takes away from what the teacher has prepared, and we spend time on something that you're not going to learn in that setting anyway. And as for me, it would be better for you to send me a message and ask me to explain something than to explain something in the class. That would be the best way. I would suggest that you will learn it deeply. Learn what the teacher's teaching deeply, and in another situation, you can learn something else. I want you to try that and tell me what you find in another session. See if that should work for you. Now
That's
we're
a great
going to,
advice, Priscilla. Thank you.
okay, you're welcome. Now this is what we're going to do now. Look at, know which side your bread is buttered on. What do you think that means?
I think that means well, it's I don't have
Better-
it really clear,
Okay,
but
I'm gonna
maybe
give
it's related to what we were just talking about, like
it is, but not so much so.
come on.
Tell me
Mhm.
if this makes sense to you. Know which side your bread is buttered on. If this is not a free class for you, you paid for it. All right. So if you paid for the class, you should expect to get what you paid for. And if
Mhm.
you paid for the class, then you should not look for me to have you teach the class per se. Try to get as much from me as you possibly can because that's what you're paying for. Now let's go back up here and see what this is, what it says here. Know which side of the bread is but to understand what is most important for yourself. Now, as I said, you paid for the class, so it's better for you to understand that it's important for you to learn and understand what the teacher has prepared for you. Now, sometimes the teacher's objective is for you to do a lot of talking, and in my class, we do a lot of talking, but that's a part of my objective for you. But I do have something in a context for us to talk from. So know which side one's bread is buttered on. And that means pay attention to what is giving you the greatest benefit. If you feel that you're getting the greatest benefit by listening to yourself ask questions, then that would be the side that your bread is buttered on. But if you are paying for a class, you should most likely pay closer attention to the teacher. All right?
Okay.
And so I'm not really sure what I would write there, but do, okay, pay, it's like pay attention to what it most likely means for you. And
Okay.
I'm going to take this out, go here, and go there. Roxana, would you read number 2?
Okay. Uh, in in other words, you need to ride the gravy train. Don't start looking for new changes if everything is working out for the best. John stressed that the most important ability of any successful in- entrepreneur was to have the presence of mind, not only take advantage of an opportunity, but also in keep your eye on the ball.
Great. Now look at the words that are your idioms and tell me if you know what they mean.
Mm,
Ride the gravy train.
I don't know about ride the gravy train.
Okay. Let's take a look up here. It says ride the gravy train. To make money by doing something that is already proven to be successful. Um, let's see. Do you cook at home?
Mhm.
Do, do you cook at home, Roxana?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. And what is your favorite dish that you like to prepare?
I like to prepare vegetables, I think.
Okay. Is there a specific vegetable that you like to prepare?
Oh, no, no, it's just
Okay. Then give me one. Give me one.
um, maybe broccoli.
Okay. Okay. So a vegetable that you like to prepare is broccoli. And you know how to prepare it without looking at anything, without anyone giving you any instructions. You know how to do that just like looking at the back of your hand and knowing what the back of your hand looks like. Is that correct?
Yes, it's about experience.
Hmm, it could be about experience, but I want to know, can you make broccoli? Can you cook broccoli without thinking about it?
Oh, yes, I think.
Okay, so now you have get the get at you, but of England. She will be there in 30 minutes, but you also have to get dressed. And you only have about 15 or 20 minutes to fix something that you know you can make without making a mistake. You will fix what? What most likely will you prepare? Broccoli.
Yes.
You'll most likely fix something that you know how to do. And that's what's called riding the gravy train. When you can do something that you know how to do without thinking about it. That is riding the gravy train. Do you
I guess.
understand?
Yes, yes, thank you.
Okay. Can you tell me of a time that you rode the gravy train?
Um, maybe it's about when I going to some place like maybe like museum or theater. I don't have enough time to dress up.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of clothes and I don't have enough time to think a lot of about what I must dress, and I just ride the gravy train and dress up some dress that I all that I often dress up in this
Okay.
kind of case.
Okay. So I think what you want me to know is that one time you were going to go on an outing and you didn't have enough time to get dressed, but you had one outfit that you really liked and you knew that you would look fairly decent in it, so you put that on. So in this case you were riding the gravy train. You say, "Oh girl, I'm riding the gravy train tonight. I'm going to this event and I'm riding the gravy train with my outfit." That's
Yeah.
what that's what you're saying. All right. Working out for the best. What do you think that means? Roxana?
Um, I think it's when all going well,
Mm-hmm.
all all is
Very
well.
good. Everything is going well.
There is no problem.
No problem. Now, keep your eye on the ball.
I know idioms like keep your eyes on the prize.
Very good. Same. It would be the same. So what does that mean? Keep your eye on the ball and keep your eye on the prize.
Um, I think it's when you don't distract don't distract to something. Only you have a goal and you just keep try to do everything to achieve it without distracting.
Very good. Try to not be distracted from your goal. And let's see, this will be Shafar. Shafar, would you read for us?
Okay. Some people are quick on the uptake, but then they get bored. It's important to be consistent, but not spread yourself thin. Finally, make sure to never show your hand to your opponents in any case. That's how to be successful according to John.
Very good. And what does quick on the uptake mean? On the uptake.
Some people, I mean, it's very they easily to get out from his job maybe.
Okay. Quick on the uptake. To understand very quickly. These are people that understand things very quickly.
Hmm.
They're usually managers, supervisors. I mean, it could be an employee that's not a manager also, but they understand things very quickly, and they don't have to be told over and over again to do something. And what about not spreading yourself too thin?
It's don't do anything, just do one thing.
Yeah, just do one thing, not too many things anyway. That would be correct. Okay. Now,
I have question.
sure. What is it?
Uh, oh, some people are. So the click on the object, it is a description word. Is it description word like is the click on the object?
Quick on the uptake. Okay. Quick on the uptake would be someone like a teacher. I'll use myself as an example. As you are reading, I need to quickly find a way to get everyone engaged, and I can't wait for someone to tell me how to do that. I have to know how to do it very quickly. So it's something that I can do without having to be told. I have an understanding of what needs to be done, and then I do it. So that's quick on the uptake. Another example would be, I have said when students come into the forum, I'm not aware of who is there. So someone in the forum might be quick on the uptake and say, Miss Priscilla, someone else is here in the room with us. That would be quick on the uptake. So it's taking up additional responsibilities to help something or someone out.
Yeah, thank you.
Limiting. Okay, so I'm going to say not spread yourself too thin. It's limiting yourself to do one thing well. And I'll go with that. I like that answer. All right, so here we are with some practice intonation. This is a conversation between an interviewer and an applicant. These are some things that you might say if you were being interviewed for a position. Julio, would you be the interviewer? And Roxana, would you be the applicant?
Hello, Mrs. Stevens. My name is James Phillips. I'm the personal director.
Personnel.
I'm the personnel director.
I'm pleased to meet you.
Please have a seat.
Thank you.
According to your resume, you have several years of office experience.
Yes, I've had over 10 years experience.
Tell me about your qualifications.
I can type 100 words per minute. I'm
proficient.
I'm proficient in many computer programs. I have excellent in
interpersonal
skills. I'm well organized and I'm very fast learner.
I see that you have excellent references. Do you have any questions about the position?
Yes. What are the responsibilities in this position?
We are looking for someone to supervise two office clerks, handle all the correspondence, arrange meetings, and manage the front office. Have you have have you had any supervisory experience?
Yes, I supervised three typics in my last position.
Typist?
Yeah,
Typist?
typist in my last position. What are the office hours, Mrs. Phillips?
8:30 to 4:40, with an hour off for lunch. What are your salary expectations, Mrs. Stevens?
I expect to be paid the going rate for this type of position. Can you tell me about the uh, benefits you offer?
Yes, we provide full medical and dental coverage, a pension plan, and 3-week holiday per year.
That's very generous. When is the position available?
We are hoping the successful applicant can start at the beginning of next month. We'll finish our interviews tomorrow and make a decision by the weekend. We'll contact you next week.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure meeting you. I hope to hear from you soon.
Thank you for coming in to see us, Mrs. Stevens.
Very nicely done. Did you understand the interview? Did you understand what was taking place, Julio and Roxana?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, was pretty clear.
All right. Now, Shafar and Roxana, I'd like for you to look at this scenario. This is an interview also. For example, you'll just say, whoever, let's say Shafar, you'll be Jane Phillips. You can say, my name is Jane. You can say, I'm Jane Phillips. I'm the manager of human resources. I'm in charge of hiring, or I'm happy to meet you. It's nice to meet you. Any one of these in this row, just choose one of them to say. And Roxana, yours is not on here. You'll have to speak from your head. Then Shafar, you'll choose from here. One of either this one or this one. And Roxana, your information will come from your head. Do you understand?
Yes, yes, I get it.
Shafar? You'll say, I'm Jane Phillips. Okay, Roxana, I'll go with you. I'll start with you.
Okay.
Um, I'm Jane Phillips.
Hello, I'm Roxana.
Please sit down.
Thank you.
Are you able to type, Roxana? Well,
Yes,
what,
yes, I type 100 words per hours.
okay.
Per minute.
And actually, I think I did this wrong. My name is Jane Phillips. Da, 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 da. Okay, because this one actually is yours. Let's start here. What are your qualifications? Here you are.
um, uh, uh, Qualification, it's about my skills.
Okay, I see what it is. I'm getting myself confused. The responses will come from here from both yourself and me. So, yes, I'm asking about your typing skills or whatever you want to tell me. Tell me about your qualifications. Do you have any qualifications?
Yes, I have. I have 2 years experience in some kind of firm. I don't know.
Okay. Well, tell me the name of a firm, otherwise I won't give you a job. Make a firm up.
Um,
You
What?
work
What? I don't.
you worked for the computer company for 5 years.
Yeah.
Do you get along well with people?
Yes, I am very good. I very get along with people, with any kind of people, and it's very easy for me to get along with personal.
Okay. Would you like to ask me something about the job?
Yes, I would like to ask about paying,
Okay.
about
Well,
about
the
salary.
the salary starts at $12 per hour. Is that satisfactory to you?
Uh, I think so. For the beginning, it's okay. It's nice, right?
Okay. Now we want someone who can manage two office clerks.
Um, office.
Have you ever supervised anyone?
Yes, I have. I supervised only one office during 2 years.
Okay. Very good. All right. So this will be Shafar and Julio. Shafar and Julio. Try to find words that you're familiar with. It does not need to be exactly what's here, but you can read what is here if you wish. Uh, Julio, you will be the interviewer, and Shafar, you will be the applicant. Julio,
Okay.
you are
Yeah.
the interviewer.
All right. Good afternoon. My name is Julio Garcia, and I am the personal director.
Shafar, are you here? Oh, I think Shafar is not here.
No.
So, Roxana, would you be the applicant?
Okay. Yes, I would. I'm pleased to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Please have a seat.
Thank you.
I was checking your resume earlier, and I noticed that you have a lot of experience working in offices. So can you tell me a little bit about your previous experience?
Yes, I have had over 10 years experience.
Okay. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your skills?
I can type. I type 100 words per minute, um, and I can use many computer programs. Uh, and I have excellent interpersonal skills. Um, I'm well organized and I'm very fast learner.
I see that your references are top notch. Do you have any questions about the job?
Yes, I would like to know about salary and my responsibilities in this position.
Okay, we are looking for someone to keep her eyes on the ball.
Good.
And actually, you have to supervise two office clerks. You need to handle a lot of paperwork here in the office, arrange meetings, and you need to have very good interpersonal skills. We are looking for someone to spend a lot of time in the office, so we don't want you to spread yourself too thin when it comes to work.
Awesome. Awesome.
I would like to know more about time in the office. What it's mean a lot of time.
Well, the schedule is from 8:30 in the morning to 4:30 in the afternoon. You're gonna have an hour off, but it is important for us to know that you may have a punch-in hour, but you don't really have a punch-out hour. You need to stay until the work's done.
Okay, I get it. And what about salary?
Well, we can discuss about that in a later meeting. But let me tell you that the salary is really good and it's very competitive.
Hmm.
Okay. Um, I
Do you
don't
have
have
any
any.
other questions?
No, I don't have any questions. I wait. I glad to meet you
Okay.
and hope
Very.
Okay.
to meet another time.
Hey guys, that was very nicely done. Very nicely done. I'm going to go back now to our idioms used in the story. And thank you, Julio, for remembering to try and use um, some of the dialogue, some of the idioms in the dialogue. One of the things that would have been good too is that she's coming in as a supervisor, so her job would be to show someone the ropes.
Yes.
Um, Lots of times she'll have to put on her thinking cap. You did use not to spread herself too thin. So that was very good. Very nicely done. So thank you for that. And again, here's your story. It was John's keys to success. So if you want to go back and read that, it will be there for you to do. Now let us go back to our forum. And here we are. The both of you and all of you, everyone that participated did a fantastic job this evening. Thank you for that. I will have another session immediately following this one. If you were able to join us, it will be a little different, but not too much different. But thank you for coming. Do you have questions that I can answer for you about this session, Roxana or Julia?
No, teacher, it was really good. Thank you. I
Okay.
think the idioms are great, and especially being able to see them in context,
Hmm.
it makes easier for us to um, use them right away. So that
Exactly.
was a great idea.
As well, this is what you did do. You were able to use them right away. And the more you use them, once you hear them in the context of a story, it becomes a part of you. And there are many others that are very similar. For example, we had several that meant almost the exact same thing. But rather than try to use all of them, of course you could, but learn one of them very deeply, then learn another one. But at least you're familiar with these, and you all did a fantastic job with that this evening. So thank you very much. Again, I want to invite you to follow me, and if you have questions, please be sure to send them to me, and I will respond to you. If you write on the video what you thought of the video, that's always great to have feedback. And I'm still encouraging people to leave feedback on the YouTubes so that I can get a better understanding of what I can do to improve the strategies that I'm presenting to you. Do you have any questions that I can answer, any suggestions, or any comment that you might want to provide before the end of tonight? Julio, I'll start with you. Let's call this the final word. What final words do you have, Julio?
Final words. I really enjoy your strategy.
Thank you.
I enjoy that you prepare this material, which is great, and you're always very aware of our necessity of speaking, and that you're always encouraging us to speak, and
Thank
but
you.
not just speaking, but doing it in the proper way.
Hmm.
So that's great. So I'm a fan of your classes. So
Okay.
the only problem and maybe the only feedback that I would like to give you is the schedule. It's a little bit late for me.
Okay.
So I will be really happy to see you or to take your classes earlier, maybe in the mornings, afternoons. That would be great.
Okay, so so right now I think it's 1 o'clock for you.
It's 1 o'clock, and I have to go to work tomorrow very early at 6 a.m. I have to be in the office.
Okay, so I'll try to. What actually happens? I wait for the windows to open.
Mm-hmm.
I will try and schedule some in not July. I'm going on vacation in August. Most likely will be September before I can schedule day classes to benefit my schedule. So look for me to do something in September. But I do appreciate your staying up and coming to my sessions. I'm very encouraged by your participation, and I hope to see that you are growing in leaps and bounds by participating in the conversational classes that I provide. Thank you so much. Take care. And
Thank you, Priscilla.
Roxana, final words.
Thank you very much. It was a great lessons. I think it's one of the best lesson on verbing. Uh,
Well, that's what most new teachers get. I'm just new for the moment. I am good at what I do, not to over exaggerate, but I train, I've learned, and I've taught. And I'm also working on my PhD for educational technology for foreign language learners, and I teach. That is the role of my studies, is to develop activities, classes, things that are meaningful and can make a difference in a very quick period or short period of time. Guys, thank you so much for coming. Please follow me. Please leave feedback on the YouTube videos, and I appreciate your support. Have a nice day. Good luck on your job today, and don't spread yourself too thin. Okay, bye-bye.
Okay.
Take care.
Goodbye. Good night.